What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mindset Monday, Season 2. And I'm here with Alex Corral, Cabinet Coding Kings CEO, as he helps us with mindset and motivation. And for those of you who listened to last season, HFEV, baby. So we're hammering out some mindset principles. I talk a little bit about my own struggles coming back from an event, really having to channel up some more motivation, setting a new goal. So awesome Mindset Monday starting right now. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Yo. There he is.
What's up?
Yeah, I thought you got a mic and
I
stuff.
know, but my face is sleeping, so this is the worst time.
I thought we agreed on 1 o'clock.
I know, but then I realized just now,
Okay.
because she goes to bed at 12:30, and my wall is right next to hers.
I see.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? How you
Chilling,
been?
dude. How is everything?
Oh man, trying to calibrate, man. I mean, I went
I
on,
feel ya.
dude, it was fun with my dad though, man. Dude, we spent 3 days together and it was needed, bro. He's doing
Yeah.
good. He went to 3 meetings up there. So he has this app that tells him where the meetings are for like AA.
Yeah.
And he went to each day, bro. He made it a priority. Like, I was really impressed, man. He really did well. So,
Well,
but
I'm
that was
sure
fun.
you're helping, taking them places. That helps him.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it opened up his mind big time. He got to see his mom, helped him remember, what he was at one point, I mean, that's important.
Yeah.
So, but let's hammer this off, bro, because I want to get the most out of this. I got 45 minutes.
Let's do it.
Right. What's going on, guys? Back season 2 with the man, Alex Corral, Mindset Mondays, back in action. I bet you thought we tapered off. We did. 2 weeks, needed a break. Now we're back. What's up, brother? Glad to have you back.
How you doing? HFEVing.
Powerful.
That's it. HFEVing it
Powerful.
up.
Big week for me, man. When I came back from the trip, dude, we had no job for one crew, dude. Tuesday at 12 p.m. I don't know where I'm sending these guys. I've never been without a job ever in business for my team, man. And it was like the houses that we had scheduled, we couldn't get in because they weren't pressure washed. So you can't start those. all the interior jobs that I had, no one would let us come in. I called them and I'm thinking, man, like, bro, what am I going to do? And the night before I had a bunch of appointment requests for people that wanted estimates. And one of them, dude, I look at them and sometimes I go, I don't want that one. And it was like, somebody's like, yeah, like there was a leak and like, they just want the bottom floor painted. And, I'm like, oh, it's a messy one, man. And usually I skip those. So I'm like, well, I can't be picky and I can't be choosy. So I got to book that. So I booked it, sent Chris out there Tuesday morning. I get the pictures back. And again, it's kind of like an ugly job, but I'm like, I got it. I got to quote this. I got to hustle on this. So as I start looking at the photos, I'm like, wait a minute, there's a lot here. This is a bigger house than I thought it was. Long story short, I mean, right now I have a 5% chance of getting a job the next day. I mean, the next day, it's just weird how it worked. We had like a 3-day empty window that I just being away for 5 days, I just couldn't fill. Get this guy on the phone, start talking to him. He's like, listen, I don't need any crazy colors. I need an off-white. So I'm like, boom, got the color situated, alabaster. Then he tells me it's for insurance. So he's not even paying for it. The insurance is paying for it. Put it in gear, bro. I said, listen, need to get my guys in there. We have an opening. We're ready to kick it off. Send him a quote for $5,000, locked it in. He put down the deposit. And it was just the mindset of like going all the way into the end whistle. I come on here and talk about how, business is going great. And then same thing with you. And it's like, you got to have that muscle, man. It's like you just keep pushing and put it out there. And the mindset, I could have just caved in. I could have been like, man, like, what am I going to do? But the back of my head, I'm thinking, bro, my guys need a full week of work. Like, this isn't optional. Like, maybe it's optional for me, but not them. So that was a good start to my week of mindset right there.
Yeah, I had a similar story last week too. I had two of my jobs on Tuesday say they had to move to the week after so that they can, get their countertops in. So on Tuesday, out of my 8 jobs a week, I only have 6, and they're my 2 bigger jobs. So what do? The first thing I did, see, the thing we got to talk about is like what we do, right, Tanner? Like what did you do internally? What do I do internally? In that situation, what I did internally, I looked up to the sky. I HFEB'd because HFEB means highest energy, frequency, vibrancy in the highest power, meaning God's power, not my power. I can't control this. I don't have anything to do with this. I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm just going to give it to him, and he's going to take care of it however he wants to. But I had 100% faith that, he's going to make it and give me the best opportunity for my team and for the business. So Tuesday morning, I guess I go out to an appointment and boom, I get one of the jobs. Then I'm pretty sure I have another one set up that day and nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. Friday, this customer calls asking if she could move up because she got her countertops in. Boom, I got all my 8 for this week. I also, yesterday, I got a call from this guy. I don't know if I'm closing, big job for next week. The other realtors not doing the best. What do? I stay calm. I go into my center because you're going to get more efficiency out of this world than yourself if you stay in a positive place like that. When you elevate, you're getting stronger, but you're getting stronger with not letting things push you to certain extremes. There's a thing that I mention a lot on here, Tanner, is called the pendulum. When you allow the pendulum to rock you back and forth, your life is a roller coaster, right? When I get 15 jobs a week, I don't get extremely excited. I get extremely grateful, but I don't get extremely excited because guess what's going to happen? That pendulum's going to come right back at me, and there's going to be a week I get 1.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
crazy.
the law.
It's so true.
It's a law that there is. So
Right.
you got to stay right in the middle. So you got to keep the pendulum without a swing. That's the goal in life.
You got to, well, it's everything's seasonal with this. Like, I mean, there's people and I had a business breakthrough the other day, man. This guy was telling me how, when he made a bunch of money, he never brought it back. In other words, like he was so content that like he started saving it and it didn't invest and get ready for the next season. And it's so important, man. It's like, I always look at it like when things are going really well, that's when I need to work the hardest to make sure that the pipeline's staying full. And, you're at 8 jobs a week. You're trying to what, hit 12? Is that what you're going for right now?
Yeah, and it's tough because like this week I already had like and always everyone has to remember you got to keep tabs on how the flow of leads are because we're going into summertime. So a lot of people right now that's going graduation, proms,
Right.
vacations, summertime, kids are home. So the lead like people aren't at this moment, you know, throwing leads out there. So this is kind of a little slower time for leads, but it's gonna pick back up big time um, and for like the fall and stuff. But you still need to fill
Right.
up your summertime. But you gotta see when it's slow and not, so you don't get in that pendulum swing. Like right now, uh, I have like five jobs this week, but I need to hit eight for normal person. 5 jobs in a week. Wow, that's terrific. For me, I've got to I pushed myself to a situation where 5 jobs
Doesn't
is
cut it.
decent, but I
And I
pushed
want to
myself
mention
to
this
eight
because it's
jobs.
important that perspective is here. Alex is the only salesperson in his company. And I've been telling him for years, bro, you got to get someone. And I know why, but still, I'm just saying, like, dude, you're selling like a machine. And the mindset has to be like, what's interesting, man? It's like someone listening to this might think like selling 3 kitchens and producing 3 kitchens is like their goal. That doesn't even get your company going yet, you
Nah,
know? And the only difference between you and that individual, not saying that there's anything wrong with that person. I'm just saying that the only real difference really is that you have a different must in terms of what you must accomplish. Their must is a little bit smaller, and that doesn't take anything away from them, but it's pretty impressive, bro. And then you're creating a new level that's going to force you to stretch to get to 12 kitchens being done in a week, you said, in 1 week.
1 week. Yeah. So that is stretching me. And right now, so look, we need to dig deep here, Tanner. Like I was talking to Tanner about something the other day, because me and him have our conversations. But I told him, I go, Tanner, we talk like when I talk on this podcast with you guys, like we're at the tip of the iceberg. Like when I'm not when I'm during my whole day, I'm freaking deep diving on the bottom of the iceberg of myself, of my soul. What
Yes.
is it? Who is Alex Crow? What we're beings here, like we're not, we're supposed to enjoy this life. We're not supposed to be just swayed back and forth by all the energies of this world, but we get so caught up in needing stuff, you know, that it really hurts us, like in our, I would say, our growth and our mindset, right? Because if we don't have something, then we're not good enough, or we don't have, if the business isn't looking like this, it's not great. How I look at business is the reason I'm growing is because right now I'm freaking stretched, right? Like, and I'm stressed. 8 jobs a week, like that used to be when I used to get that. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm getting ahead. Now 8, 10 jobs a week, that's just par. And now I have to live in a situation where I'm pushing the limits every day. Like, is it going to be okay? Am I going to get these jobs? Like, what do I got to do now? Now I'm doing a summer special with my marketing team. So like it pushed that. I'm going to go into like commercial groups, maybe start doing some commercial stuff. So this pushes me to another level where I get to be more creative, where I get to find out what the hell is Alex Crowl made of. I got home today and I went on a nice 30-minute run and I worked out so hard, but the whole time I was like, I was in another like world. I'm with God. Like I'm like, it's me and you. We're doing this. Like I'm not letting anything affect me. I'm not letting it take me down. Any stress, any worries I have, I'm gonna freaking bust through them with you. We're gonna take that energy. We're gonna put it into the business. We're gonna put it into whatever you want me to. Like it's not my decisions anymore. Like I try to live in a whole nother space where, all right, let's do this. But you know, the thing with business owners, they get stuck in emotions, and when that vortex of negative emotion hits you, sometimes you get destroyed and you just get pinned to the floor. And that's when you got to have the like, I guess, the wisdom and the techniques to build yourself out of that slowly. Because Tanner, you know how it gets when you get hit with that pendulum on that backswing. It's tough.
Bro, it's tough. Even so, what was interesting was leading up to the event. Like that was the big thing that pushed me. Bro, remember I was working out every day. in the cold showers, doing all this. And the transparency part of this is like, dude, I fell off of that. I mean, I hit the goal, and now it's been 4 or 5 days now where like I'm still recovering from being out of my routine, right? Traveling, planes, hotels, and I'm still not back into that swing. And it's hard to recoup. But what's interesting is that like having the event that I went to as like my gold star that I was like utilizing as my goal. It just pulled me to be greater than I was in that moment. It's like, all right, I got to get ready for this event. I got to get my mind right. I got to get my body right. And now when I
You got
came
a
out of
pep
that
talk,
event,
didn't you?
yeah, and I got a nice pep talk from Alex right before I went on. And but I just want to say though, it's like, what now, right? Like I don't have that event coming up, right? I don't have that thing coming up. So the smartest possible thing I could do is create another goal. And that's the smartest possible thing to do. And it's like, I think that if we don't understand how important that is, then we're just living in a way. Who says it? Zig Ziglar. Are you a wandering generality, or are you a meaningful specific? And it's like, in the last 4 days, I've been a wandering generality, man. I don't have any major goal that I'm like cranking for each day. I'm not like, but I will. I'm just mentioning now that like, now's the time. I can't let too much time pass because I'm going to lose what I earned during that time where I was hustling. And it's the same with business. It's like, dude, you hit a plateau with your 8 jobs a week and it wasn't stretching you. And it's like, I think this move was so vital for you because when you're stretched, but you're also complacent, I mean, what pushes you to create more beyond that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to. Well, I look at myself. I'm like, I want to live this life in joy, in inner peace. So I'm like, all right. Well, I'm stressed out here. I'm stressed out here. What? How do we? All right, I gotta stay on top of the business, organizational wise, so there's no stress coming there, right? I could figure out this sales thing, but everything else, I can't let this stress, um, you know, bring me down in the business where where like I'm letting this energy affect this part of my business. I gotta be like, I gotta look at it and put that power into like preparing to get all the jobs that are coming from the business. That's how I see it. I'm like, oh, it's giving me time to prepare the business for all these jobs that are coming. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's how I see it. And I want it. And you know what? If it doesn't come, I don't care because I live in a great world where it's going to be positive. And if anything goes down, whatever, I'm going out with a smile and a fight. That's how I
Got to,
operate. Um,
got to.
One thing also, Tanner, I want to definitely tell everybody because look, guys, and Tanner, he pushes himself in business. Sometimes it absorbs him. This is for people who are in big time business situations, who are consumed with their business. When I go deep diving into spirituality, there from the start, Sunday was supposed to be a reflective day. Okay, to look into your life to see what's going on. Are you going in the direction you need to go? Or are you that wandering generality? Sometimes you got to sit at night alone in your thoughts and let that demon of that brain get like filter itself out so you can see your North Star. What's your North Star? Mine is God, faith, abundance, joy. I haven't been there lately, but you know what? I've looked up and I've said, I'm trying. I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
My spirit is up there. My body might be getting demolished down here, but my heart is open for you up there, and I'm pushing to stay positive. This world will not break me down. I'm pushing, and you know what? That's just how I'm always going to be. When you're growing, you're always going to be stretching yourself. It's always going to be, choose your heart. You can stress and freaking break down, or you could stress and walk through the sludge
Right.
and freaking just go and have your head up and know God's taking you for a phenomenal ride. So each one's hard. You're gonna give up and regret, that's going to be way harder than just going through the mud and, climbing that mountain slowly. That's good. You're going to have great joys, and then throughout that journey, every day, you got to look at the little joys. Don't look at the big, hurrah. You got to say, hey, you know what? My mindset was so low today, but I went out there, got 2 jobs, came back, kicked my ass working out, put myself on another level for a podcast. And now I'm going to go and organize the heck out of my business. And, I have a couple more appointments. That's my day to day. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be my HFEV. There's a lot of people who do it better than me, but I strive for a high mindset. I strive to be my best. And, I try to I try to detach from what I think I should be. I'm trying to just, do what I need to do to my best ability and let this world and God lead me to where I can go, without any stress, because I've tried to control my life so long, maybe, I'm going to do my best and I'm just going to let this world take me with, where it wants me to go. But we do have to, you got to take what you're doing in this world, on another level, and you got to give it its why. Like mine's, I'm going to do it for the best, for my family, for God, to who's the best Alex I could be. I'm just going to be the best I can be. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I'm going to look back and say, you know what, maybe I missed a little bit here and there, but I never gave up. And I'm going to go out with a smile.
I think there's a lot here, man. I think the first thing is that we got to realize that what you are striving for is your next level, man. I mean, you got to realize that, like, dude, it is hard motivating yourself, man. Like,
Oh
it's
God.
hard. It's so hard, man. Like, because I went really high and now I'm back to being like low. I mean, to be honest, like I'm back to that level. The climb up is so hard, bro. And it's good that I went through it because I can remember again how valuable it is to stay on a high level, high frequency, high vibrancy to the highest degree, highest power. Because it's not like it's a choice, though. It's not like, although we can create the illusion of choice, which sometimes helps, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, man, it's like, we've really got to make it to the point where we're going at all times, and for me, it's not like, it's not even about the money, man. It's like, it's just crazy how it affects all areas of my life. Like when I was hitting it hard, I'm feeling better. I'm communicating better. I'm looking better. My sales are up, like everything, man. And then like when you come back down and it's like, all right, now like, okay, now the jobs aren't coming in. And then like you take that same level of discipline, and if you're not disciplined, it'll just trickle into every area. Essentially, like small compromises occur. And then those small compromises add up, kind of like spending money on a credit card, you know? So that's so important, man. It's great advice.
Yeah, it's well, remember I talked about this in the other podcast too. There's everyone has a certain amount on your plate. You can always have a little more, but don't have so much that like you push yourself to such a limit where that your energy with that pendulum, right, is so far out that when it's ready to come back at you, it just demolishes you, right? Yeah. So you got to do it in a slow way. I try to preach this to people because it's like I talked to Tanner. I told him for about a month, right? Tanner, I'm like, watch, I'm gonna be ready to wake up in the morning and work out. It's just I feel it. I'm almost there, And I'm not saying you're supposed to go for it, right? But I know myself. Like, know yourself. That's when you're gonna be the best. And then once I did, it's been 5 straight weeks, been getting up early and killing it, So I was ready and bam, I did it. So you got to know yourself. I knew I had the energy to do it. I had the readiness, but also it did take a little bit from the business. So now I'm, balancing everything. Now I'm learning to balance everything. So you got to just be careful how much stuff you're adding because something needs to go. Like so you're gonna have to, like the TV needs to go, or something's gonna need to go, the midday nap, or like the sitting on the couch or something to input something else when you're already pretty busy.
That's right. I mean, it's just one of those things. There has to be some sort of sacrifice. And I mean, dude, we're in it. I mean, like, it's funny. I when I was in New Jersey, I met with a good friend of my dad's. His name was Vince, and I've known this guy since I was a kid, man. And he's like one of us, dude. I mean, this guy is a go getter. He's been just what you see on Facebook gets you motivated, and it's like, oh, I love being around people like that. And he gave me this awesome analogy because I was like, man, what keeps you going? Like when I was up there, we had breakfast with him. It's like, what keeps you going? He's like, man, listen, you can never stop. He's like, I want you to think of something. I want you to think about you playing in a Super Bowl and never scoring a touchdown. And I was like, man, that's a really good way to look at it. He's like, I never want to score. He's like, I never want to stop playing. He's like, I'm just so happy to be in the game. I'm just always operating at my highest level. And I know that once that game's over, you know? And I don't think that we can think of that too deep because then you'd be like, well,
Yeah.
well, we want to hit goals. And, I get it. I'm just saying, just the emotion of being in that Super Bowl, operating at your highest level at all times and just enjoying the process. And, I don't think there's anything more exciting than when you're in the flow of a sale, right? Like, how when you go into a house and you're doing you're at your highest output, you're offering suggestions, the customer's feeding into them, you're thinking you're going to get that sale, you're in that negotiation. Bro, when you get the sale, there's no way you're happier emotionally than you were when you were doing that sale. Like there's no way. Like, yeah, you got it. All right, on to the next one, right? And it's like, man, like I love that mentality of just being in the Super Bowl. Don't worry about scoring, just love the game. So that was impactful for me.
So one thing I've been reading a lot, going, digging deep, going under that iceberg. There's this one. I like this one saying. It says, "Be calm actively, and be actively calm."
Mm,
So that's deep. Like I don't like you guys could kind of try to figure that one out. I go deep into that, but it's more of a you get to be have inner happiness. So being actively calm is meditating, getting this world out of your mind, not detaching yourself from needing all the things from this world so that you can go after everything with a higher passion, not for the material, but for the, internal joy, the passion, for helping the world or the customer or your family or, whatever. Now you're doing it for a whole nother purpose. And then you go to being, calm actively. That's now you're pushing but staying centered.
right.
So regardless what you're doing, you're so in joy. Like that guy said, he's so happy being in the game. He's calmly active.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you're pushing it. So now you want to keep the pendulum in the middle. So regardless if you get 0 sales out of 10 or 10 out of 10, you're still grateful in that middle for the being able to play the game.
100%. 100%. And I think playing the game is playing the game is why we do it, man. And if you're in a game that you're not enjoying, that's not going to help you. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. And I think one of my goals when I do coaching is to get them in a position where they love the game. And I think business, man, you can have two business owners. One's having a really tough time, and one is loving life and they do the same thing. What is the difference? Of course, it's mindset, but it's confidence, right? It's the belief that what you're doing will yield some sort of internal reward, and it's all about the internal reward. I think that if anyone that places money as their goal finds, we just know naturally that like that guy's screwed. I mean, if that's all you care about, the people around you will feel that, your customers will feel that, and ultimately you'll be alone with all of your toys. So you got to really focus on what that impact is. And that was one of, I don't know if anyone listening to this heard my talk. The topic of my talk at the impact event was making powerful business decisions for a greater impact. And I think, Alex, what did and definitely utilizing you as an example here, getting that shop was a huge, powerful decision that has the potential to impact everyone around you. And only you could have pulled the trigger on that. But that had to come with a certain level of confidence, which could only be built through a certain level of mindset. You know what I mean? So people
Yeah,
look at
no,
mindset and think, well, I'm not going to get an immediate result for working on my mindset and being positive and being HFEV. You'll get that result when you've built the muscle to be able to capitalize on opportunity at the time of which opportunity presents itself. You never know when you're going to need to be at a top mindset. But if you're always in a top mindset, when opportunity comes, when that moment comes, because decisions can be made very quickly, that's when mindset matters. Would you agree?
no, it's 100%. I was looking for a shop. I told all my guys, when the shop is ready, we'll know. Literally, the mechanic next door was there for 8 years. He ended up leaving. My guy's like, "Hey, why don't we get that?" I'm like, "Why don't we get that one?" Boom. It was just time to go. Like, it was right next door. I
But
could
you had to
still
be in the
manage
right
everything.
mindset
Oh
because there
yeah,
was a
but
window of
let me
time.
put it this way. Like, getting that new shop, going to 8 jobs. That was a ton of stress. That was like 20K for this shop. Another extra like 2K a month for this. So I just had to drop like $30,000 on this thing. Making it awesome. The guys are super happy, but I'm dropping this, loot, and now it's like, okay, man, it keeps adding up. And then, so that pressure. So that I'm going to put this out there. You got to be so on top of your mind game, because your mind is looking for the negativity to cling on to, and it might just sneak up. But that shop, you know, spending all that money, and it like started my downward trajectory, to where I have to pick myself up again. When I was comfortable, now I stretch myself to 2 shops, having to do a like 10 to 12 jobs. Like, my brain had to stretch and expand to even have a thought process to think like that. So that's
Yeah.
what everyone look, when you grow, you're going to go through a lot, because your brain has to expand to think bigger. And you
Right.
might get that first initial big thought. You're like, yeah, I got this. Oh, but do you think you could sustain that for months? No, you're going to have to gradually hold it. You're going to have to hold yourself there, because the pressure's going to come on you. Things are going to happen. How bad do you want this? How bad do you want this? You want to change? We'll see if you want to change. That's what the world's going to do to you. It's going to come at you. Your brain's going to come at you. You sure you want to change? There's a lot of energy we're going to have to spend to get up to this level. You got to
Yeah.
look at it, and you got to smile and say, hell yeah, I want this. And then you got to look at God and say, hey, I need your help with this, man. I'm trying my best, but it's really getting me. You got those are that's what you must do. Those are your musts. And then you got to, go through the sludge, keep picking your legs up, keep moving here and there, keep doing the workouts, keep pushing, so you don't get complacent. And then eventually you might get to a spot where you're like, you know what, I'm fine here, I'm good here, I'm gonna relax for a little bit here, but since I'm good here, I'm gonna really take it to the next level in this thing that I really love. So you can't ever just stop somewhere, right? There's something in you that will always want you to become greater. And that's why I seek my heart and God, so he could guide me to what that purpose is of mine.
Yeah.
And I just do it with so much love and joy that I could do it 24/7 without sleeping, because it's not
Wow.
taking any energy of me. It's what I am. So this business is just helping me get there, because it's making me bigger. And you know what, sometimes I'm like, am I making a mistake putting so much energy into this? I might be, I might not be. I'm giving that up to the world. It'll let me know if it's like what I need to do. I give a lot of faith. I try
Yeah.
not to control. I give up a little control. You got to have your plans, you got to have your systems. Try not to be so controlling on how it needs to happen, what needs to happen. You don't know if this is supposed to be for you forever. There might be way bigger plans, but you're missing it because you're so in deep on this. Not saying you shouldn't, do your best and make it 150%, but have open options in your brain for greater things, because you don't know what's meant for you. We all came from, a little cell, right? We all started with one, and we grew into what we are now. So we could change whenever we want, and our purpose can change us very easily. I just tell everyone, be open, be HFEV, be happy, and see what happens. But be your best. Like, be healthy, eat well, do the best you can in business, have it organized to your best ability. Do everything you can to your best, and then get 1% better every day. Don't push yourself so you get destroyed on the backswing. Keep that pendulum in the middle as much as you can. Look, guys, I work on this every day. I'm not the best. Like, that pendulum has whooped my ass lately. All right. I'm just letting you know what I, do deep analysis of myself. All right, I didn't do this the best. This can't happen again. And then maybe it will happen again. But I might slip a little bit. But we're human. We're not perfect. God's perfect. We're not. And we're allowed to slip up. And that's when you forgive yourself and don't dwell in the mistake, dwell in all right, I'm going to get back up and look at the future of how you're going to be. That's the biggest thing. We were forgiven. And the only way in our mind we have regret or anything like that is when we keep it there. If you let it all go because before you didn't know any better, that's fine. But once you know better, that's a different story.
It's awesome. That's awesome. I love it, man. That's fire. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. That's why we come here. I'm going to leave it at that because I want all that to soak in. Let's keep bringing it, man. Alex, you're the man.
Boom nominalism. Remember,
Boom
everyone,
nominalism.
HFEV, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy, at your level, to the highest power. So whatever you believe in, God is a creator. I survived through him. And, I suggest you really get your faith and belief up, because if you're doing it by yourself, you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. Gotta have a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Gotta have a lighthouse. All right, man. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one, my friend.
Boom. Be awesome, guys. You're phenomenal.
Boom. Boom. No, they're boom nominal.
Boom nominal. That's right.
Boom nominal. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast and today's Mindset Monday. Now, if you want to stick around, I got an awesome Dripjobs testimonial coming up for you next. So if you're on the fence about Dripjobs, maybe you have some questions about how it works or if it can work for you, hey, stick around. I have an awesome Dripjobs client ready to share with you how it's working for them. So if you want to stick around, that's coming up right now. What's up, everyone? I'm here with Justina and Jordan of the Busy Bees. They've been so gracious to share a few minutes of their day to tell you guys how awesome Dripjobs is for their business. And I just kind of want to start off with, what were some of the things when we first started out that you were a little bit concerned about with adopting a new software? Because that's a big hurdle for a lot of companies.
For me, for a long time, for many years, it was just me and one other person, but I wanted to scale the business and grow it. And I knew I needed something that was more complex, where we could keep everything in certain areas, like just communication wise. So as a problem solver, I started thinking, looking out there, different programs, and I had tried a couple and that didn't work. And then I had followed you with, certain things that you've done over the years. And then somehow I ran across Dripjobs, and then I realized it was you, and I was like, what are the odds of that? So
that's so funny.
It was specifically tailored to a painting business, which obviously is what we are. And the other programs didn't specifically tailor to what I needed. So that was ultimately, it was like a done deal. And
how's it working for you? I mean, how's it working for you? I mean, a lot of people are skeptical about automation, when it comes to automation. Do you feel like it's saving you guys a lot of time?
It is, for sure. The automation helps, definitely. I like that we can tailor it, specifically to what we need to say. If we need to edit things, we're allowed, to do that, to go in there to make it easier. Because some businesses are different, and with that accommodation, we can just tailor it to our customers, and it's working. The biggest thing I feel like that's helped us is that appointment booking link. So as a business owner, again, like trying to problem solve,
Everyone loves that.
trying to save money, you know, time. We've just been making sure to send that booking link out every time we contact a customer, even if it's on
customers
email,
adopting well to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They love it because a lot of people this day and age don't have time to call, maybe don't want to call. And it might, you know, I think that it's helping us get more jobs. And ultimately it just shows the customer that we mean business. We're like, you know, here's the calendar. And I like the fact though, for that, the booking link on Dripjobs, because they get to tell us what their availability is. So there's, you know, and we can plug that in based on our schedule. Whereas other calendar booking apps, like I didn't feel like it worked as well for my personal business and my
It's funny, people never know when they can do an estimate. When they call you, they have to be like, all right, well, hold on, let me look at my calendar. It's like, did you not expect me to ask you? So, you know, so it's funny that, you know, you send them the link. Jordan, let me ask you, I mean, how's it been for you, kind of just being able for Justine to pass the ball to you, having the software as your central spot to jump in? You guys are huge on notes, right? So you're the reason you put the notes. You know, Justina, wait, first, let me put, these two are like my sidekicks because they're like my eyes. And every day or every other day, I get a message like, change this, tweak this. And I love it. You know, I don't take it personal. I really do.
Little thing going
and then I'm like, hey, surprise.
Exactly.
Like, hey, surprise, we put this here for you guys. You know, tell me what you think. So you're the reason we put the notes section in the deal command center where you guys can easily see that. And so what do you guys think about that? Is that instead of like that other step, you guys like that?
It's so much more streamlined doing it that way, because we can, instead of having to click to the notes section to read the notes, it's right there. It's like, okay, scroll right there. And we go to what we need to go to next.
We can also correct me if I'm wrong, we can copy and paste emails or any other.
Yes, very true.
And the attachments, if there's text
soon we'll integrate your emails.
Yeah. No, it's been a godsend. Like, you know, I'm on the field a lot. I'm a go girl. So Jordan and Kimberly as well, obviously. I throw things to them. So if I run across something in Drip, I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, send it over to Tan, you know, but
like
Jordan and
I try to figure it out before. I'm like, well, we got to do this. I'm like, but we shouldn't have to go through like 1,000 steps. I'm like, let me message Tanner and his team, see what they say. If there's an easier way to do it that we're just not catching on to.
You know, our mission statement, we want to be an extension of your business. And I think like that's our focus. You know, we're not perfect, but what business is, you know?
We can tell you're really trying though. And I appreciate, you know, the intercom because you guys, even on off hours, are getting back to us and you don't have to do that, you know, and we just want, ultimately we're problem solvers. That's at the end of the day. There's going to be things that come up that we have zero control over. There's going to be glitches. Just like our business, there's going to be bumps in the road, you know, programming wise, there's probably more. But we're being able to work with us, you know, it's been awesome. And I, you know, I just love to, I love to see how things are progressing, you know, with the program itself, and we're utilizing everything that we can. So
you like the new proposal look, Justina? Did you see that?
I do. Yep. Very cool.
Did you see that your review link? New button. You got a new button. You got your review links populating in there. Now, do you guys sell the jobs on the spot, or do you like to email the quote when
if I can sell it on the spot, I do. Like yesterday, I had somebody that went in there signed, and they gave me a deposit. It was great.
Nice. Did you did you have them sign on like the iPad? Like, how did that work? Did they sign? They signed on the iPad.
They were blown away by all the technology.
Like, don't worry, I normally sign it a lot neater.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's okay. Mine looks the same. No, it's been great. Cool. I'm really excited for the future. I think given, you know, where I was in my business, it was a good step to take on at that time because it was our downtime. You know, winter, you're a little slower. So we learned a lot of it while we had the time, and I'm grateful for that.
And now you're just full speed. You know,
exactly. And there's hundreds of customers, so we need Drips to help us.
How many customers do you guys think you'll serve this year?
Ooh, I don't know. The projection based on numbers is, you know, it's going to be great. I mean, I'm really excited. It took 20 years to get to this point, but it's all about teamwork, problem solving, and just making sure you try to have a good attitude while you're doing it.
I love that. I love that. So I can't thank you guys enough. Keep it coming, the teamwork, the camaraderie.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, you guys are awesome.
Hopefully next time we touch base, we can give you some more tips.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. They're coming. They're coming. And, oh, by the way, we're fixing that word in there, that originally thing. That thing is stuck out to me. Was that you guys with the hand signed signature? So little things like that, you know, matter. You know, I study this software so much. It's almost like when you guys paint a house, right? And I paint too. So I know both sides. but when you guys paint a house, you're in that house all day, and then the customer be like, "Hey, you forgot something."
So
like,
true.
How did I not see that?
Yeah, so
You
great.
know? Yeah.
I totally get that
So-
because I'm a painter too, so it makes total sense.
Like, yeah, all right, we're packing up, but what about that? I'm
Okay.
like, how did I walk by that, 8 times
Yeah.
and not see it?
Yeah.
Keep
Once
it
you
coming.
stare at something for too long, you don't always see it. So you take a step back and you come back and you're like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's funny, and that's been there for a while, so it's good. So thank you guys, of course.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate
Thanks,
you. Get back to
Tanner.
doing what you guys rock at. We'll see you soon, and
Sounds good.
maybe we'll do this again sometime.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Take
We're up
care.
for it.
Bye,
All right,
Tanner.
thank you.